What if I told you inflammatory bowel disease isn't just an immune issue, but an energy issue? What if the reason your gut feels unpredictable, fragile, inflamed, or easily triggered is because the very cells meant to protect you are running out of energy? A major 2024 review in Nature Reviews Gastroenterology and Hepatology is pointing to something I've been talking about for years. The gut lining is one of the most energy-hungry tissues in the body, and when energy production breaks down, everything else starts to unravel. I'm Rachel, and I work with people living with Crohn's, colitis, and chronic digestive issues to regain their energy, digestive control, and freedom to live life on their own terms again. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you what is happening inside the gut lining in people with IBD at the mitochondrial level, and how this changes everything about recovery. Most people think IBD is simple. Immune system attacks the gut inflames, symptoms appear. But underneath that immune activity is a layer of dysfunction almost nobody talks about, the collapse of cellular energy inside the gut lining. Your gut lining renews every few days. It produces mucus. It powers tight junctions. It regulates oxygen levels. It communicates with microbes and immune cells. None of this is a low energy work. When the gut lining loses energy, the entire defensive landscape of the gut starts to destabilize. After 23 years in medicine and working with hundreds of clients with major gut dysfunction, I've seen the same underlying pattern in people with IBD. The immune system is not acting alone. It's responding to a deeper collapse in the gut's energy system. The 2024 review showed that mitochondrial function is impaired in Crohn's and colitis. Damaged mitochondria leak oxygen into the gut. This shifts the microbiome towards inflammatory bacteria. Butyrate production drops. The gut lining loses its fuel, so barrier repair slows. Inflammatory signaling rises. Stem cell renewal weakens, and this is super important because stem cells are the precursors to all other cells in the body. This all means that inflammation is both a cause and a consequence of mitochondrial dysfunction. The gut lining isn't weak, it's exhausted. I'm going to walk you through why your gut lining needs so much energy, how mitochondria normally defend the gut, how mitochondrial damage reshapes the microbiome, why oxygen leaks matter, and how energy loss slows barrier repair, as well as the loop that keeps IBD stuck. And importantly, I'm going to give you something valuable. Mitochondria are influenced by far more than nutrition. Your cellular energy system responds directly to your thoughts and internal dialogue. That might surprise some people. Your nervous system state, safety versus survival, toxic load including mycotoxins and heavy metals, circadian biology, light exposure and sleep timing, your mineral balance, partly magnesium and sodium potassium gradients, but not just that, your redox state, antioxidants, glutathione and oxidative tone. So environmental inputs and your microbiome's metabolic output. I share specific tools and strategies for these in other videos, but these are some of the core levers that influence mitochondrial function and therefore influence how your gut lining behaves. Energetic collapse is reversible, but only when you address the environment that shapes mitochondrial behavior. Your intestinal lining handles trillions of microbes, food particles, toxins, and signals every single day. It renews itself every few days. It communicates with the immune system constantly. This is not passive tissue, it's a high-energy, high-performance surface that depends entirely on mitochondrial output. When mitochondrial function declines, the gut lining can't maintain tight junctions. It can't regulate permeability or produce mucus as one of its protective layers. It can't coordinate immune responses or handle oxidative stress. And it can't manage microbial balance. Energy collapse creates barrier collapse. So mitochondria are not just energy producers, that's important to say as well. They're also involved in regulation of inflammation, antioxidant defense, immune signaling, stem cell behavior, tight junction stability, microbial composition, and wound healing. So when mitochondria become damaged in IBD, Paneth cells weaken, goblet cells lose function, antimicrobial peptides drop, and barrier integrity falls apart. This is why reducing inflammation alone is never the full solution. The energy system has to be restored. Mitochondria and microbes are constantly talking to each other. So healthy colon cells use oxygen efficiently, keeping oxygen levels low in the gut. This is key. Beneficial microbes depend on low oxygen. They produce butyrate, which fuels oxidative phosphorylation in the gut lining. So the butyrate is the fuel for your gut lining. It's a beautiful loop. Healthy mitochondria, healthy microbes, healthy mitochondria. But in IBD, damaged mitochondria leak oxygen. More oxygen enters the gut lumen. Inflammatory bacteria then thrive. Butyrate producers decline. The gut lining loses fuel. And this is not random dysbiosis, this is energy-driven dysbiosis. Reactive oxygen species are not bad until they are. So low reactive oxygen species means signaling, repair, and resilience. High reactive oxygen species means damage, breakdown, and barrier dysfunction. Chronically elevated reactive oxygen species from damaged mitochondria leads to tight junction damage, lipid peroxidation, DNA stress, inflammatory loops, cellular exhaustion. So IBD is not caused by stress, it's caused by the body losing the capacity to regulate stress. There's a key difference there. Your gut cannot repair without energy. Repair is one of the most energy-intensive processes in the body. The gut lining requires stem cell division, epithelial migration, mitophagy, and tight junction rebuilding, plus mucus replenishment. When mitochondrial quality control fails, damaged mitochondria accumulate, inflammation rises, and repair slows dramatically. This is why some people never fully regain stability after flares. Their energy system is compromised. This changes everything about IBD. It's not just immune dysfunction, it's energy dysfunction. A loop where mitochondrial breakdown leads to microbial shifts, oxygen leaks, barrier collapse, inflammation, then more mitochondrial damage. Healing must involve restoring energy, not just suppressing inflammation. And the levers that influence mitochondria, your nervous system, your thoughts, your toxic load, your mineral balance, your circadian rhythm, your redox state, are some of the most overlooked aspects of gut healing. Your gut lining isn't weak, it's exhausted, and exhaustion is reversible. If this changes how you see your IBD, watch my free masterclass, where I break down the exact framework I use to help people with Crohn's and colitis rebuild energy, calm inflammation, and stabilize their gut long term. Plus remember, fear is a low vibrational state, and healing requires energy.